Uncanny X-Force, it just, I'm getting caught up. I didn't read the last arc that was created by, last run that was created by Rick Remender.
Is
multiple artists. Opeña's the artist from the beginning. I had a big argument. Somebody tried to tell me Opeña's artwork stinks on it. I mean, I
no.
And you know who you are. I haven't been able to sleep because of that comment. I just thought it was sick.
First of all, he pencils and then they don't ink it. They just color right over it, and it makes it look amazing.
Yeah, he told me the colors suck too. I have a copy of it. Boop, 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 boop. This is volume
the Dark
2. I've just finished volume 3, and I did read the last few issues of the book, unfortunately, so I kind of know how it all ends.
You're on Dark Angel Saga now?
I'm on Dark Angel Saga Part 1, which seriously, honestly, I think it's the best of the arcs that I've read so far. It was so much fun. I think it's the best of the series so far for me. They went into the Age of Apocalypse, which I just thought was amazing, to bring back all those characters that we remember from when we were kids. The Wolverine with no hand, and he was just drawn fantastically. And then they had Zombie Sentry show up in there. I don't know. That was the one slightly disappointing thing. They had all these guys show up to fight him. Orange Hulk, Iron Ghost, fucking Zombie Sentry. And they didn't really go anywhere with it. Plus, those guys would have really kicked their asses. Yeah. Zombie Sentry alone just would have destroyed them. But I really can't say enough good things about this book. If for some crazy reason Rick Remender ever watches this, I just gotta say my hat's off to you, because you really just did a great job on everything about X-Force.
There's like this book has Wolverine and Deadpool both on the team, who are, as of right now, Wolverine for the last 10 years, maybe more, has been the guy who's in every book.
Right.
And now
ultimate
Deadpool,
anti-hero since we were kids.
I think Deadpool now is probably more popular than he's ever been. You've seen him all over the place, and to have these two dudes on the book and not be my favorite character is crazy.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point.
I liked Fantomax when Grant Morrison brought him out in his X-Men run. He was a little weird, but I like that kind of weird. But in this book, I think Remender treats that character better than Grant Morrison ever did. He makes him a fully fleshed out badass. I don't want to spoil anything, but he has cool relationships between the players on the team, and I mean the first arc alone.
The move he pulls at the end of the first arc, and we won't spoil it for you. Listen, just go out and start reading this. I made the terrible mistake of not reading it on the first time out, but it's cool now because I'm getting all caught up in these TPBs.
And some of the threads from Uncanny X-Force is now starting to spill over. Into Marvel now. Yeah. There's a new Uncanny X-Force book that's out now.
Right. Which carries some of the plot lines of this.
You have Psylocke coming from this book and pretty much dealing with
the
things that happen in this. You have Fantomax is making appearances in that book.
And that female Fantomax who hangs out with them.
And there's now a Dark Fantomax too, which I did not read the last trade.
They pulled up. They showed up at the end of
Uncanny X-Force.
Yeah, they show up in the end.
But I mean, the whole thread of the dark stuff that they do in this book is kind of playing out with Psylocke in the new Uncanny X-Force, which I think is my favorite of the new Marvel Now books right now.
Really? Yeah.
Out of all of them, it's only 2 issues in. The art is awesome.
I think they got a third now.
The third one's out.
Yeah.
The artwork's amazing. I love, for some reason, the X-Men costumes have always been my favorite because you could always just tweak it a little bit. It still looks the same, and it looks like a uniform across.
Right.
And now they've gotten this whole new look of 2 colors, the
gray and black.
You got gray and black.
White, and black.
Now you have Cyclops with his new costume, which is still like a two-tone. And the new Uncanny X-Force has my favorite character right now, which is Mohawk Storm. I think after the breakup with Black Panther,
great idea.
After the breakup with Black Panther, she's kind of going through that
badass hooked up with Wolverine.
And she's always been a huge part of X-Men, and she floated over to Avengers a bit with Black Panther. Now she's coming back. I think the X-Men books in Marvel now are better than the Avengers books.
Right, and Marvel's really focused most of their attention on the Avengers, so it's really weird that X-Men is sort of stealing the show a little bit. I do like a lot of the Avengers stuff. I know Dark Avengers is about to get canceled. I really wanted to get into that. Kind of got silly. Let's talk about the Avengers books real quick. First, the X books. Avengers, regular Avengers, which we've gone back and forth about.
I think the whole series is back and forth. Like,
Yeah.
there'll be an issue that's just, I think, is crazy, and then the next one, it kind of falls
Hickman's
flat.
writing like my friend Grant Morrison there, where you just everything's incoherent and nothing flows from one issue to the next, and I don't know. I haven't been so crazy about that. I will give Hickman his props on New Avengers, which is sort of like the Illuminati for Marvel now, and that has just been fantastic.
Yeah.
Totally great. My boy Steve Epting, who just may be, he's certainly one of my favorite comic book artists. The guy's just amazing. I love his realistic sort of take on these superheroes, and the colors are great on it, and it's very gloomy. Great story arc. Some of the guys, the guys written in that are just fantastic. Leads to another point that I'm thinking about. It's called the Avengers. We want to see Hulk. We want to see Captain America. We want to see Spider-Man. We want to see Wolverine all team up. Ex Nihilo, this new Captain Universe, whatever the hell.
Hyperion.
Hyperion. There's a new character which just there's all these different characters that are the Keymaster. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's just these. I can't remember their names offhand because they don't really stick with me. But I'm the covers, by the way, they've had some brilliantly painted covers that show Avengers new and old, but like classic Avengers, you think of Spider-Man, Captain America, everybody. Have you seen them? They're like Alex Ross type covers, but they're not Alex Ross. You pick that up, you're like, wow, I'm going to get to see all these guys together. Hulk in the fray, in the mix of things. And then it's just about all these odd cosmic characters. This new Boomer. What the heck is? I got all the freaking the names.
Well, all you need to do
Yeah.
is look at one of Jonathan Hickman's infographs, which are all over those books. Like the little trees he has. That's one thing of his style that I love. Like who do you have? Steve Rogers and Tony Stark talking about who they want on each team. You kind of have like a display of who's on what team.
I like
That's
that.
the only way you're going to be able to follow who's who in this book. You have people from like the Imperial Guard, which is an X-Men kind of thing, and you've got people from all over the place, and that's fine if you want to do that on Uncanny Avengers or New Avengers. You have 50 Avengers books. Why are you not making the regular Avengers book?
There is no regular type Avenger book.
I mean, I think Uncanny is the closest.
It is,
but they try to take their Avengers that they've set up for everybody to know and sprinkle a little here, a little here, a little here, and add some other players. And some of them aren't even X-Men though. Like on that Avengers book, Captain Universe isn't an X-Men. The Hyperion is not an X-Men. They're pulling. I thought it was going to be like X-Men. So they're doing a little.
And then New X-Men is the Illuminati. New Avengers is the Illuminati. It's not really even
an Avengers.
The Avengers. In fact, they haven't mentioned in New Avengers. They haven't even mentioned anything about them being Avengers. It's an Illuminati. It should have just been called Illuminati. They're looking to make money. We're looking to cash in on the whole Avengers thing there. But there's no straightforward Avengers. Hulk. Captain America, Thor, what the hell? Iron Man. Why aren't these guys all teaming up and taking on Doctor Doom or one of these guys?